He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your woes and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the time you give the flow, tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
Hello everyone, this is Spittin' Fire. Welcome. Make sure you hit the like button, okay, and hit the super thanks if you want to sit up here and support the channel. All right, so for those of you who have known me, this is the foundation of where I started. I started off recording things before I actually went live. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to come back live for a minute, but I'm developing some other things right now, and going live takes a lot of time. So I can record these things and actually schedule an upload, and I hope you guys show the same support in the recordings as you do the live streams. Okay, so we're going to be talking about something different. As we know that the case in the R. Kelly Northern District of Illinois is wrapping up. Bonjean is scheduled for closing arguments on the 13th of September. And then his fate will be in the hands of the jury. And I am here on Spittin' Fire in support of Robert Sylvester Kelly. You know, when you look at people's testimony and you look at their behavior and what they said on their social media and things like that, and the stories change. Hey, you know, I'm an optimistic person, and I just say not guilty. And I stood by Bill Cosby as well. Now, this particular guy, I don't know. Okay, I think that the evidence have to show whether he's innocent or guilty. I'm not either for or against. I'm going to lay it in the hands of no other than the government in this situation, and his defense attorney can sit up there and fight and determine whether he's innocent or guilty. But one thing I can say in this particular case that I'm going to talk about is this is a real victim. Okay, these not a victim for profit, not a victim for circumstances or what they can get out the government, and we ain't got to worry about we ain't got to worry about immunities here. Okay, when we talk about this particular case, and this case is the second week as it's been wrapping up. Okay, the government has wrapped up recently, from what I'm understanding, and the defense will be calling their witnesses. But before we get into the specifics of those, let's take you back down memory on what Spittin' Fire is talking about. I'm talking about none other than Sweetie Pies, okay? So we know Sweetie Pies was a show that was on Oprah Winfrey's own, and it was one of the hit shows, okay? Everybody was going all around trying to go to Sweetie Pies to actually taste the food there, okay? The cooking and things that they were doing on Sweetie Pies actually made a lot of people around the world want to come and visit the restaurant. Now, Miss Robbie is one of the ones who owns Sweetie Pie. She's the main star of it, and that's her son, Timothy, standing to her right, his girlfriend, and, you know, other than the other family member there. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is I remember when the show was on a few years ago, and I really actually liked watching the show. It was so much drama and things of that nature and everything. And then I know that Tim had just got home from jail, and he was helping his mom out. He seemed to be right on the right track. But then there was something else that happened, and it just, you know, disturbing. But Miss Robbie, she's one of these type of people that actually is the star of the show. She's such a beautiful woman. It seems to have a really light spirit. That's exactly what my step-grandmother said when she met her, because before my grandfather's demise, they actually went to Sweetie Pie's restaurant. She wanted to go because of the hype and taste the food, and she said it was actually delicious, more delicious than she actually thought, because a lot of things on TV always look better than what it and taste, you know, not as good, but she said it actually held up to what the pictures look like, and that's one of the good things. And it's so unfortunate that the series had ended. But if you guys don't know who Miss Robbie is, she was one of the backup singers for Tina Turner when they were starting off. Yeah, she was one of the backup singers for Tina Turner, and resurfaced with this Sweetie Pies thing. And I'm glad to see people reinvent themselves. Okay, I really love to see people reinvent themselves. But there was something that was just going on in the family, okay, with Tim, his girlfriend, the baby, and all this and that. And it all played out on Sweetie Pies, but it ended on social media. Now, I did cover the story about Tim and his son's mother early videos, okay? I don't know if it's on this thread or on my other computer, or whatever, but I believe I did cover the story. I'm sure I did. I covered so many, you guys. I'm so sorry. But one of the things that I can talk about is there was some back and forth with these two. And they were going back and forth and talking about the safety of their child and all this and that. And he was saying, well, you know, he gave her money and she want more money. And it was just a lot of big stuff that was going on. Well, but there was a big break in the case, okay? Because there was a tragedy that struck the Montgomery family, okay? And that was the death of none other than Miss Robbie's grandson, okay? He had joined the cast of Sweetie Pies, and he goes by the name of Andre Montgomery, okay? Andre Montgomery. And, you know, Miss Sweetie Pie, they spoke about it on they did a family special where they were talking about his death because when he was gunned down. Now, just last year, the federal government has announced that they had a crack in the case that they have been working on in the murder of Andre Montgomery, okay? And it was so ironic because as they were developing this, right, I was like, what the heck is going on? And everybody was talking about it, you know, his murder, and it was a breaking news and all these type of things. And I was like, what do they mean? What do they mean? You know what I mean? And, you know, it was supposed to be some stripper that he actually was seeing, and then she called somebody, and they said it was all orchestrated by Tim Norman, Miss Robbie's grandson. And it's unfortunate to have such a tragedies like this to be in the family. Could you imagine one side of the family hates the other side of the family, and Miss Robbie is like, okay, my grandson, my son, I could just only imagine. And at her elderly age, it's just so unfortunate that, you know, she would have to go through all this, because at the end of the day, Tim is still her son or whatever. So it's one of those things that happen, right? But then we have this, right? So we have to the left, we have Tim Norman, okay, who was arrested, and people saying he just looks so narcissistic and all this and that because his mugshot, and he's smiling on it and all that kind of thing. And this is Andre Montgomery, who is deceased. And they say that Tim had a $400,000 policy on Andrew, and that the policy man was in on it, on how to cash in on his policy. Because I guess if they were employees, they were trying to, you know, he was trying to capitalize off of people's death and policies and things of that nature. Now, they said that there was a stripper involved, another gunman involved, and that they had cell phones tying Timothy, speaking to her about you know, his plot in his murder, the plot of his murder. And it's just really unfortunate. So here what we're going to do is, instead of going back through the indictments and all of this and that, we know what the procedure is, especially if you have been following me on Spittinfire here and with this R. Kelly case. You know the procedures of the indictments and things of that nature. In this sector, they've been talking about it. And I'm quite sure that this is another Fed case, but it's a murder one. It's no different, right? So what we're going to do here is that we're going to sit up here and we're going to take this person off and we're going to shrink this right down here, right? Because we're going to use this as our watermark, right? And then we're going to talk about some things and we're going to show some things, okay? We're going to show some things. Now, we probably going to have to, let's see. You know, make sure he goes in. Let's see. Let's get this bigger. Hold on. I'm trying to get this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we're going to have him here, right? And we're going to use this as our watermark. I'm sorry about that, but we're going to use it as our watermark. And we're going to blow this up so you can read it as well. Okay, I think I did that a little too much, okay? And we're going to read some things. Now, we're going to do a lot of reading to try to catch up. We got to cram, okay? We got to cram this in because the government has just now wrapped up. And then in between this, I'll probably go live and try to read what the government has said. Okay, now, believe me, do not take what they say at face value. We only can do what we can to try to break down what the truth is from that point of what they report, okay? So just because this is not a sex case don't mean the government is telling the truth either. We already know that they are deemed to be some big liars. So this is the Eastern District of Missouri, okay, the Eastern Division. And this is Tim Norman's, okay? And this is the motion in limine of number 6, and this is to the bar certain statements of Travel Hill. And we're going to find out who these people are as we try to play catch up. It said the defendant Tim Norman, through his undersigned counsel, respectfully moved this court for an order barring certain statements made by Travel Hill as states as follow. 1. The government intends to introduce evidence of a cell phone call made by Travel Hill in the individual who was in custody regarding Hill's involvement in the shooting of Andre Montgomery. 2. Hill's statement during this call are inadmissible as hearsay, and because they are prior consistent statements, see case law versus Cotton, prior consistent statements are not admissible and rehabilitative evidence to the extent that they are merely cumulative of testimony already presented. See United States versus Ramos and Caraballo and United States versus Simonelli, okay? And so these are the case laws that they're citing. And it says, moreover, the contents of Travel Hill telephone calls are irrelevant because they do not establish any fact and issue. It is undisputed that Hill was the one who killed Andre Montgomery. Wherefore, the defendant respectfully requests that the court enter an order barring certain statements by Travel Hill. And this is respectfully submitted, Kelsey H. Killian. Okay, so Killian is the attorney for Tim Norman. All right. And so we gotta do a lot of catching up with this, you guys. We gotta do a lot of catching up. Okay, because we're gonna take that off. All right, and we're going to blow him back up. And we got so much to show, okay? We got so much to show, all right? We got so much to show. Now, as I sit up here, and as things keep going on, right, with these particular cases and stuff like that, we're going to sit up there and read little bit by little bit as time goes on. So later on, I will come back and read something else as I try to organize and put all this together so we can definitely play catch up and put some articles together as we're now entering the trial of Tim Norman. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to Spittin' Fire. We're going to develop this together and we're going to keep this thing going. In the meantime, between time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can hit the super chat or the super chat or the super thanks or the Cash App, Spittin' Fire, and PayPal. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your girl, R.A. Jackson. Fire out.